Hello, welcome back to Industrial Economics. We have defined the vertical chain and see many examples of vertical integrated firms. In this video, we give two reasons to buy and its related concepts. The main reason that firm buys inputs or supporting services from the market is market firms are more efficient. In economics, we say efficient mostly mean the firm can provide goods and services at a lower cost. There are two possibilities that a vertical integrated firm cannot produce in a low cost, but market firm can. The first one is our old friend, economies of scale and learning economies. The second one is bureaucracy effect, regarding the complexity of vertical integrated firms' organizational design. Let's start with economy of scale and learning economies first. There is a conventional wisdom. Firms should focus on what they do best and leave everything else to market firms. This is because people believe that single product firm can lower the cost by the following three reasons. First, a well-established firm may possess the critical information and patents on products or services. It goes without saying this firm, in the terminology of economics, have advanced technology and therefore can produce at a lower cost. Second, market firm might be able to aggregate many demands on the market compared to the vertical integrated firm who produces for its own needs, and thus he can enjoy the economies of scale. Third, the market firm might have their experience on many different customers to obtain learning economies. The market firm may not only have more experiences induced by the large demand, but also have more diversified experiences. For example, they might have many different problems to solve from different customers' responses. Let's see the last two reasons more detailed. Let's see an example of automobile industry. A manufacturer, say Audi, could backward integrate and produce the anti-lock brakes, ABS, itself. Audi could obtain ABS from independent supplier, say Bosch. Let's assume Audi and Bosch can produce ABS at the same technology. That is, we ignore the first reason of low-cost production and focus on the economies of scale. Figure 3.2 shows a typical average cost function on producing ABS. In this case, the minimum efficient scale of production is at the output level A star with the average cost C star. If Audi expects to sell the quantity of A double prime of anti-lock brakes, then its production cost is about C star. Hence, Audi gets no advantage of buying the ABS on the market. Otherwise, if Audi expects to sell the quantity of A prime of ABS, its cost will be C prime, higher than a large-scale production firm C star. Of course, Audi can try produce A star and sell the amount of A star minus A prime to the market. Is it an available strategy? Not necessarily. The downstream firms of ABS are Audi's competitors. They have many reasons to refuse Audi's supply of ABS. They don't want the input be cut and therefore postpone the production when the sales of cars are prospered. They don't want Audi knows the design of new cars when they want a fine tune on the ABS. Further, they don't want Audi knows the planned output level of their cars, which might lead Audi change her output level to take advantage on their competitors. So, to buy is a better choice for Audi in this case. But notice that even Audi buys ABS from Bosch, she may not be enjoying the result of low cost. we needed to take care of the market of ABS. If there are only a few firms in the market, and Bosch is one of them, Audi will be charged a price higher than the cost. As a result, Audi would buy the ABS from Bosch as long as the price between C prime and C star. This leads an interesting conclusion. In practice, large automobile makers may choose make ABS itself, and other firms buy on the market from 4 major suppliers. The reason make or buy is an analytical principle, not a law for every company. Okay, let's talk about the bureaucracy effect. No matter the firm expands its horizontal or vertical boundaries, the organization becomes bigger and bigger. In this big company, there are divisions and departments which need the owners and managers pay more attention on different areas. It will induce 2 costs. One is agency cost, which is the cost when the employees, including managers and workers, are shirking. The other one is influence cost, which is related to the office politics. We have dealt with the agency cost as introducing the principal agent problems. It is the cost when the owners, the principal, want to induce the workers, the agents, to exert their effort. The usual measure is to reward the agent associated with their performance on the job. Here, we focus on the problems in a vertical chain. With the condition of vertical chain, or we say the organization is multi-layer, which means the principle of a vertical chain may lack of detailed or authentic information about the performance. It leads the difficulty of rewarding an individual division's contribution to overall corporate profitability. The second reason may be more severe in vertical integrated firm. Take the automobile example again. If for some other reason than economies of scale, Audi make the ABS itself, and bear higher cost than the market. The ABS division have fixed customer, the division of Audi car manufacturing, and hence no need to worry about the sales of its ABS product. This provides 2 limits of the divisions. One is the lack of competitiveness or the incentive to be more competitive. The other one is the limits on output capacity. The first one is a limit on quality, and the second one is the limit on quantity. This leads the measure of the cost center's contribution to the overall corporate more difficult than other divisions. And thus, a lazy manager might have similar performance with a hard-working manager. In summary, Audi makes ABS in-house, provides less incentive to the managers and the workers in the ABS producing. If there are no effective index to measure the performance, agency cost would be in the form of inefficiency. It usually costs more to the firm than the situation that the firm can properly monitor and reward the manager and the workers to an efficient production. Another class of cost when transactions organized internally is influence cost. Recall the internal capital market. The central office will transfer the money from cash-rich division to cash-constrained ones. If there is only one project needed to be financed, the firm uses all the extra money on it. If there are many projects, how does the central office allocate its scarce capital across many potential deserving projects? The firm should evaluate all the proposals. The conflict of interest between division and the central office emerged. Division head will naturally seek more resources so as to advance their own careers and boost their own income. It may be not correlated to the corporate profit. The division managers will encounter in an array of influence activities to seek his proposal on the top of central office's must-do list. They may provide biased estimates on the likelihood of success. They may bet months on others' proposal, confuse the top manager in central office. Even worse, they may refuse to cooperate with other departments, while the coordination benefits whole company. As we have discussed, one of the reasons to use internal capital markets is the asymmetric information between fund-needed firms and the banks. This asymmetric information occurs in the pool-designed large organization. In this integrated organization, it is more problematic than the situation faced by bank. The bank, as the fund provider, lack the information of the potential fund-using firms may induce loss in and only in that project. The central office in this case may lose money not only in a wrongly invested project, but also other divisions with false evaluated potential projects or lack of coordination. There is one possible way to limit influence activities by losing the connection between divisions. If you are interested in, take a look at the example 3.3, disconnection at Sony. A more fundamental method is to construct an organization that provides proper incentives within and between divisions. This is what Chapter 13 of BSDD describes, the organizational design, which defines the line of reporting and authority within the firm. This is more a content in organizational economics than industrial economics. We stop here for our discussion of bureaucracy. Next video, we discuss the reasons to make money. We introduce the theory of contract and the concept of transaction cost. See you then.